Good morning and a warm welcome. I'm Holly and you're watching 𝐊𝐶 TV live from Sydney. This is the Global Markets Roundup. And in today's show, we'll be exploring the latest updates from the equity, currency and commodity markets from across the globe. Let's first have a look at US market performances from yesterday's closing. While the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500 closed this week at record highs on Friday, the 13th of August, after better than expected quarterly results for some of the companies this week turbocharged the investors to bet on risky assets or slow-moving economy-linked stocks. The Nasdaq Composite saw muted gains after tech heavyweights like Apple and Tesla retreated. The S&P 500 was up 0.16%, while the Dow Jones rose as well 0.04%, and the Nasdaq Composite 0.04% as well. Meanwhile, the small cap Russell 2000 was down 0.93%. Investors seemed unworried over the Delta virus as solid quarterly earnings kept them in high spirits. Biden's $1 trillion infrastructure bill passed by the Senate this week, adding to their enthusiasm. Markets will also eagerly wait for the Fed's meeting at Jackson Hole, Wyoming later in the month. And the central bank is expected to review the monetary policy at the monthly meeting as well. The new labor data showed inflation slowed in July, while the PPI rose to its highest level since 2010. Consumer staples and real estate stocks were the top gainers on Friday's trading. And meanwhile, tech saw muted gains but provided the biggest boost to the S&P 500. 6 of the 11 sectors on the index stayed in green. Financials and energy stocks were the bottom movers, and around 86% of the S&P 500 companies that reported earnings so far have topped Wall Street expectations. And shares of media and entertainment conglomerate the Walt Disney Company surged 1.29% in the intraday session after posting strong results the previous day. Its revenue surged 45% year on year to $17.02 billion. And holiday rental company Airbnb's revenue jumped as well, around 299% year on year to $1.34 billion. Although its net loss declined more than 88% to $68 million, compared to $585.6 million in the prior year's quarter. That being said, Airbnb shares were down 0.38% on Friday, a day after the results. Likewise, online food ordering and food delivery platform DoorDash's June quarter revenue rose 63.1%. year on year to $1.24 billion. Its adjusted earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization rose as well 43% year on year to $113 million. The Dash stock was up 1.08% after the results on Thursday. And to the crypto world now, Coinbase Global gained 1.77%, Bitcoin jumped 4.55% and Ethereum gained 5.58% as well. On to futures and commodities now, and gold futures were up 1.66%, silver increased by 2.55%, while copper rose 0.07% as well. Brent oil futures decreased, however, by 1.60%, and WTI crude was down as well 1.65%. Looking at the bond market, the 30-year Treasury bond yields were down 4.52%, while the 10-year bond yields declined 6.12%. The US dollar futures index decreased by 0.56%. So that's how the US market performed on Friday. It's time now for a short break, but after the break, we'll be looking at the stock markets in the UK, so stay tuned.
Hi there, James Preston for 𝐊𝐶 TV. Are you into gaming and virtual reality? Does AI and the endless possibilities it entails capture your interest? Or are you constantly trawling through the web to try and discover the latest updates and innovations in the tech space? Well, let us do the work for you. From the latest product launches to shocking affairs on the World Wide Web, exclusive interviews and information about the top companies like Apple and Google to brand new tech startups vying for your attention. 𝐊𝐚𝐥𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐞 TechBeat has the latest in what matters in the world of technology. Join me every single Thursday on The TechBeat, exclusive to 𝐊𝐚𝐥𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐞 TV.
Welcome back from that short break. I'm Holly and you're watching 𝐊𝐚𝐥 TV live from Sydney. This is the Global Markets Roundup. Let's now have a look at the UK market performance. The London markets traded in the green zone with FTSE 100 witnessing the biggest weekly gain since November. Aerospace, defence and nuclear engineering services company Babcock International Group shares surged by about 7.69% after the company had decided to sell its wholly owned subsidiary Fraser Nash Consultancy Limited for a cash consolidation of £293 million. Next up, FTSE 250 listed personal protection maker Avon Protection shares plunged by around 26.03% after the company had reduced the revenue guidance for 21 and 22 because of the supply chain disruptions and postponement of orders. Moving on, online and gambling entertainment company Sportech had signed an exclusive 10-year commercial arrangement with the Connecticut Lottery Corporation. Moreover, the shares jumped by around 14.29%. Next up, fintech firm SupplyMe Capital shares went down by around 6.02% after the company had updated regarding the appointments of Dr. Thomas James and Mr. John Collis as executive directors. Now let's move on to the market closer to home. Australian shares ended at a fresh record high on Friday, driven by a strong rally in healthcare sector, which remained the strongest performer of the day. The market discounted COVID-19 concerns as sentiments were boosted by strong corporate earnings. The Australian market ended the session in green as significant buying was witnessed primarily in the academic and educational services, as well as healthcare sectors. Notably, the ASX 200 rose by 0.39% to 4,301, and the ASX 200 ended at 7,628.90. On 13th of August, health and wellness consumer goods developer and manufacturer Judd Corp announced a significant distribution deal with Shanghai AU Trade for 3 years to sell the key dairy products of JAT on the JD.com platform. For the unfamiliar, JD.com is China's second largest e-commerce platform. Healthcare tech and services company Emiana entered into an agreement with Sciences for delivering a range of proprietary synthetic cannabinoid-based capsules utilizing a unique drug delivery method. Emiana disclosed that these capsules will become the foundation for the cannabinoid drug development programs of the company. Plus, they're targeting the registration of a CBD-based program with the Therapeutic Goods Administration and the FDA. Australian banks are on a spree of announcing buybacks for their shareholders. Till now, 3 of the 4 top banks have announced buybacks north of $10 billion. Over the last 5 sessions, the ASX 200 gained 1.20%, led by sustained rallies in financial, utilities and telecom stocks. All right, then, that is just about all for now, but stay tuned with 𝐊𝐚𝐥 TV for more live market updates. We'll be back with more news on markets, economies and diverse themes and sectors. Holly Shields signing off.